welcome back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, on this cold, slightly windy day, we are starting bonnet up on this 1971 Ferrari 365 GT 2+2. And I'm coming up here very fast because it is a little windy and we don't want this to collapse on us. But I wanted to show you the heart of this car immediately because this is the star of the show. It's a 4.4 liter naturally aspirated Colombo V12 powering this luxurious Grand Tourer. There's triple Webers up here feeding air and fuel to this thing, and then out the back we're gonna see a pretty healthy quad-tipped exhaust with the ends of tips, of course. You've got these monster distributors back here, all the stuff you expect to see from your Ferrari, including the two oil filters up here, which people always get mad when they're orange. They're like, how dare you use a Fram filter? They probably aren't. They're just orange. Relax. Sometimes people do them in this powder-coated black as well, like they do on the valve covers, but we can all just take a breath and enjoy what this thing is. And one of the best things about this car is this is the condition you want to find a Ferrari. Ready? This is not perfect. Cosmetically, it doesn't have dents, it's not trashed, it's not rusty, that engine, everything mechanically is sorted, but the paint is a project, okay? It's all cracked. You can start to see all this nitty-gritty stuff. And this is exactly what you want your Ferrari to be, because the problem with the perfect Ferrari is they're too nice to drive. And this one is not too nice to drive, but it's actually well sorted. Someone loved this car, and I would never walk out to this and think, oh no, there's a little chip. Like, it wouldn't matter to you. You're gonna take care of it, but you're not going to stress over it, because when you look at these doors, you can see someone who was basically putting nail polish on it, but they were taking care of the engine. Now, these 365s are very special, not just because they're 320 horsepower with a manual 5-speed, give you the proper Ferrari Grand Touring experience, but these were the first Ferraris to offer standard power features like power steering, power brakes, power windows. They were not optional, they were just part of the package. Sometimes people forget that Ferraris are also luxurious, comfortable Grand Tours. And even in this winter, crummy weather where it's kind of cold, but luckily it rained quite a lot, so the only salt we can find is in this one parking lot. They are just a joy to drive. Let me show you too. Check this out. Look at the massive back seats here. This is just so cozy. You could bring everybody with you, and you could fit all your stuff, because look at this. And if you do hit a pothole wrong, well, you've got a full-size spare back here with that Ferrari wire wheel. I can't speak, it's so cold. But you probably won't be doing any damage to these tires because you have a 70 aspect ratio sidewall on the thing. It's a 225/70 R15. So just a 15-inch wheel was necessary to get her started up. Auto flux on. Okay, here are our power windows. Although they are quite slow, the driver's side is winning the race. But this is what you get when you're driving 1970s cars in the modern era. We're gonna just watch the whole thing. There we go, no cuts, we're just doing it. Again, one of the things I love about this car is that it's so honest. It's got all the cracks in the dashboard, but because of that, you're never gonna be panicking. I have some cars, like I have a leather dashboard on my E39 M5, and it would really pain me to see the first crack in that leather, but that's already been done for you by nature. Got some, oh, okay, maybe not. I was just gonna say we had some semblance of safety, but we've got to latch you back, this shoulder harness. Now, something I love about this car is that someone went through the trouble of making a proper switch guide for everything in this car. So obviously we know what our gauges are for the most part, but it's good to know where the fuel pump is. That's the auto flux right here. Down is on, and you can see the little blue light down there. And then there's some driver's side vents and fans, defrosters, a dome light, that kind of thing, which is just really nice. It's great when you don't have to question some of the major players. And then these center window switches here. This is our parking brake. No tricky gearbox here, just a normal H pattern 5-speed, not a dog leg, not even gated, just normal stuff. And these are so easy to drive. Ferrari gets the reputation of being the knife edge, razor sharp race car. This is cozy and comfy and easy to drive. This is, I'm not joking when I say this is like the ideal car to teach someone how to drive a stick on. Loads of torque. I can feel the slightest interaction with the synchros going into second, so I may just be gentle and double clutch into second. We'll see. Not a grind, just an interaction. Ultra light steering, pretty plush on the suspension, but not too soft. I mean, this is a rough road and it's cold, so you're probably hearing more than it deserves in terms of negative feedback. Let this Honda do their thing. I've been driving this for a little while. I've got great oil pressure. I've got water temp coming up. Oil temp in these old Ferraris, boy, they always take forever or like not at all. So we're gonna be somewhat gentle with it just to respect that, but hopefully we get that at least to indicate to us some oil temp so that way no one freaks out in the comments. Okay, our fuel gauge seems to have gone to nothing, which, interesting. I definitely had that at about half earlier, so maybe that's just needs a little sloshing around. Telling you, this could not be easier to drive. Well, I guess if I didn't have to double clutch check it, but I might not actually have to do that. I might be overreacting, but I'd rather be more conservative on that side than not. This is where you realize what this car was meant for. It was meant to go very, very fast for a very long time. It was meant to cross the continent of Europe. cracking completely straight. This is what I mean. You want to get a car that has a chewed up dashboard and some cracking paint, but drives like this. This is unbelievable. It almost feels like a movie prop, like it was intentional patina. Even the brakes feel fantastic. It's just an immediate bite. Such a playful, plucky engine too. It just immediately responds, and that's the beauty of a proper, naturally aspirated engine that's tuned well. Love it. I love it because I don't have to thrash it to enjoy it. I just have to enjoy all the things that it shows me through my fingertips. Like, just to reiterate, we've been driving for a while and that oil temp still has not moved. So again, being respectful of the gauge that may or may not actually do anything. But, you know, it is cold out, but the car has been stored inside. When I started it up and brought it out, it was probably already at 70 degrees. So we'll see. We'll see. That fuel gauge, either I gotta call Justin in a little bit because it's actually correct, but I saw that at half a tank when I started it for the first time. So we're probably in the clear there. Old car things, just old car things. Could not be easier to downshift this thing. Evolution of sound that occurs throughout the rev range, magical. We'll get to exploit it a little more once we get to some other sections of road, but for now, I think just in the event that this fuel gauge has any truth to it, which I don't believe, let's just splash a little fuel into it just to be certain. All right, let's go throw just a splash of fuel in here, just to make sure we're not going to have to make any phone calls. It's too cold out today for me to want to deal with that. So we'll do this. Check that van on R6. Good. You're not going to play any weird games with us. Quick splash. Wow, okay, that started instantly. Yeah, weird. Okay, no luck on that. And to fuel this up, here's something kind of nice. Ready? Boom, right there, right next to the trunk button. And there's locks on both of those, so if you want to lock that fuel and that trunk, you can do so. Fuel is in, okay, no change on that, so now we just know that that's intermittent, which is fine. I'm shifting it and driving it like a luxury car. I'm not shifting it and driving it like a race car, which you could, but I'm not just trying to slam gears and abuse it. And what's nice is that although I'm being very kind to that second gear synchro, I think it could handle it. I just, you know, it's just the mechanical sympathy in me. Everything else just feels like butter. It's so, like, even the tension on the stick when it's in neutral is perfect. Like, all the weighting is just dead on. Ugh. Ferrari knew how to make a comfortable, cozy cruiser. And from what I understand, this is the kind of thing that Enzo liked to drive. He wasn't out driving the sports cars necessarily. He was more into driving the Grand Tours. Look at that, falls right into fourth. Alright guys, top speed run. We're not doing that. I was just driving a 71 Corvette, and it's just an unbelievable difference in how much better this car is to drive. Like, the Vette's fun, the Vette's loud, it's a drag car, you know, you can abuse it, you can thrash it, but chassis-wise, it's just nowhere near what this thing is doing. Do male guys wave at each other? He didn't wave. He didn't wave? They don't wave. What? Jeeps wave at each other and the mail truck people don't? Maybe they like work at the same place and they hate each other. that's going to close out my time here in this 71 Ferrari 365 GT2 Plus 2. It's a mouthful, but it's awesome. And I think these are the cars that can get slightly normal people into the V12 Ferrari game, because you really only need somewhere in the $200,000 range or less. You're really like a buck and a quarter, right? I think so. We'll double check that. But I don't think these are outrageously expensive. They're not nothing, but you know, we certainly spend less on, yeah, you're looking for Linden Street. You're not looking for Cedar Hill. We definitely spend a lot more getting ourselves into a GT3 or something like that these days. So maybe we need a generation of people to pick up the slack on some of the man, it's mean to say this, but like the ugly ducklings of the Ferrari world. This isn't the most beautiful thing to a lot of people. I think it's great. I really do enjoy this. And we have the perfect Ferrari horn to wave to our friends out here. People, like, that guy loves it. He sees red Ferrari. He still knows it's a Ferrari. He doesn't need this to be a 250 short wheelbase to get excited about it. And that's the joy and the spirit. And I hope something like this, in this type of condition, is exactly the kind of car that newer collectors are hunting for and going after. Oh, I just want to drive this forever. I just want to sit on the highway for days in this car. Perfect Vermont cruiser in the spring and summer. This is all I want. Well, anyway, I'm pulling in a bond group right now. I'm going to go bring this back into the garage and call it a day. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to let this guy go by. There's no one behind us. There's no reason to risk anything here. Take our time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. That's good stuff.